Hi Hollywood Lifers, it's Bonnie. I'm here today with Diana Falzone. She's a top relationship expert, and we're going to talk about the two in the news relationships that are just, fascinating and also quite worrisome. First of all, let's talk about Rihanna and Chris Brown. Chris Brown has just come out with a video explaining that he really is in love with two women. However, I think he makes it clear that he has chosen to be with Rihanna. And of course, this is a culmination really of 2 years after a terrible assault that he committed upon her, and they've gradually rebuilt their relationship. Now, what do you think, Diana? Can they have a healthy relationship now?
I'm so afraid for this couple, to be honest. I would love to say, yes, you've learned your lessons. Chris has gone through anger management courses and counseling, but I think the two of them together are the most volatile couple on the planet.
Well, Rihanna and Chris definitely are in lust with each other. We showed the pictures from the video that we took from the video to a body language expert. She said they are just high on each other, and she said they're totally in lust as well as being in love. Now, we know that Rihanna feels like Chris is her soulmate, he's her true love, and we've also heard from sources that Chris feels that she's the one. The question is, they're both strong personalities.
Yes.
And they both have to travel a lot. And now we also know that Chris likes the attention of female fans, but don't you think he's going to have to stay faithful?
This is a different scenario for Chris Brown dating Rihanna than, let's say, Karrueche. Karrueche was a normal girl who happened to be dating a celebrity. When Chris Brown involves himself with Rihanna, who's one of the top superstars in the world, it's one of the most visible couples out there. So he has to watch his T's and I's and make sure everything's crossed and dotted, because if he doesn't, it's going to make Rihanna look weak, and Rihanna's not going to put up with that. She is a strong woman.
The other thing is, don't you think that they really need to have, if they're going to be together, that they should have counseling together?
Yes, I think they should be continuing therapy alone and also as a couple to manage any kinds of feelings of trust issues, or maybe if there is a volatile nature to the relationship, to figure out ways to handle it, whether that's if we're going to get upset at a nightclub because Chris is looking at some girl instead of Rihanna yelling at him, which could lead to an incident. How do they learn how to cope with that? Do they take a minute, leave the room, leave the party? Otherwise, if they don't have the proper coping mechanisms, this relationship will implode.
Now, the big question is, are they going to come out totally as a couple, do you think? Or do you think they're going to take it kind of step by step?
I don't think this couple knows how to take it step by step. Chris Brown released a video, a montage. I don't know if you guys out there ever had a guy who made you a video of his feelings, but that's over the top and very theatrical. And this relationship tweets and does social media in order to chronicle this.
I think we're also going to see a performance together very soon.
Oh, yes.
Because I think that they're enjoying being in the spotlight. Now let's talk about a couple that's not enjoying being in the spotlight because of their relationship, and that is Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart. I don't think that either of them had any desire to see themselves splashed across magazine covers because of her affair.
I agree with that. I think Kristen was vilified for her alleged affair, but we don't really know exactly what happened.
There were pictures of her kissing.
There were pictures, but we don't know if it was actually a consummated affair or what have you. But with Kristen, she was vilified in the public eye, and honestly, she made a mistake, a horrible mistake at a very young age, and most of us know that when you're in college, you sometimes do things that you regret, but no one has to know about that.
And she is just 22.
Right.
Rupert Sanders was 41. I really feel he took advantage of her.
Yes.
Now, do we feel that in the reconciliation that they're working on, could they potentially work this out?
Absolutely. I believe that they have a very solid foundation. They were together for years before. I think their love is very healthy and very strong. I think she had an indiscretion. I think she learned her lesson and
Rob is a great guy. I mean, he was very loving. He thought she was the one. He wanted to marry her. He's a guy who grew up in a family where his parents got married young and stayed together.
Yes.
So in his mind, there was nothing abnormal about falling in love when you're fairly young and making a lifelong commitment. I think she may have learned her lesson.
I think so. I think they're going to get back, stay together, and continue to be one of the country's and world's most famous couples.
Well, let's hope so. So here you have it. two infamous couples, Rihanna and Chris, who we are concerned about, feel that they're combustible, and Kristen and Rob, who we think they've got a lot in common, much more low-key, down to earth, not loving the spotlight as a couple, and we think they could have what it takes to last. Now, you've heard what Diana's got to say and what I've got to say. Tell us what you think, Hollywood Lifers. Bye.